Previously with Cyber Cherry. We need to go to the end for shulker boxes. The sand trader ships are overweight and prone to crashing. Okay, let's do this. Oh, we're dead for sure. Oh, let's go. Hop. Welcome back. I'm Cyber Cherry, and it has been a minute since we've been back to the Caldera Grove. If you're returning or if this is your first time stopping by, I deeply appreciate it, and it's a great time to get in. Update 1.21 is old news, but it's new for us. Fresh blocks to play with, and we'll be updating our builds accordingly. This is just another small project to chip away in the background. In a lot of our builds, we have acacia logs acting as the darker transition blocks. Now we can add a little bit more of a better transition between the deep slate and the stone. It looks a lot better, and I just love the block. It's probably the best block that's been added in a long time. You can see I'll still keep some acacia up at the top of the building where maybe it's indicating more like dirt is dripping down, whereas the bottom of the building it's maybe splashed up. But as I said, that's not our primary focus for today. We've got a lot planned. I've been talking with Major Haboob lately, and it seems like he wants to stay with us for the long haul. He's been a big help so far organizing the villagers. So our task from him today is to better their living conditions. He also said there's some kind of weird energy reading from under the caldera. We'll have to see what that's all about later, I guess. Currently, most of the villagers live out here, protected by iron golems, but still pretty sketchy. It just won't do. Construction of their new living quarters is going to take place just inside the Caldera Gateway. There's a lot to be done, but first we've got to get organized. You gotta be kidding me. This road just won't do. We need to get a better road and some outlines in. Let's get her going. Tuff is going to be used heavily and our supply just isn't up to snuff. It feels good to get back underground, but hopefully there'll be a quicker way to get this stone someday. Not looking for a villager trade, but I guess mining and crafting in this game is to be expected. Now that we're back up top, it's time to start clearing some area and placing some blocks. So my long-term plan or my goal is to have a building for each type of wood. So hopefully we can store extra stock in each. Up to this point, I'm expecting about 12 buildings in total, but there'll be plenty of room left on the island for more wood types as they're added to the game. Gotta have them all representative here as our core industry at the moment. I'm particularly interested in the pale oak. That's kind of a different approach from Mojang. There's a lot to explore already, and we haven't even gone to the trial chambers. I'm definitely not complaining about extra content. Given that this is my forever world, we'll have plenty of time to get after it. Since this is a grove, the trees must go back. I've carefully designed each grassy pad for a building in the future, but with that said, I don't want to be in the ugly phase forever. Trees are an easy, don't look over here kind of thing. Simple path design activated. What do you think? We're taking full advantage of the tough block, but working from the cleanest part of the road all the way to the dingiest. We've got to have the dark to show the light. Thanks, Bob. Just a couple things to clean up. Just a little something to add. You know, just a little bit more life. Where some leaves maybe collected. Started to grow some grass. If you ever looked over a walkway or driveway, sidewalk, you know that weeds are an issue. And a couple right there. And let's see, what were we gonna, I think we're gonna do some bars around here, but I am not sure what exactly we're gonna put in the middle. So if you have any ideas of what we can put in the middle, let me know. Preferably something short so we can see right through the tunnel. I think that would be really cool. Yeah, I definitely want to see the fountain. So something like 1 or 2 blocks tall. Maybe some flowers, hedges. Yeah, I'm not certain. Anyway, I got distracted from the tour. We had to re-row our forest to kind of hide some of our stuff here. No custom trees yet, but I would like to challenge myself with a couple more custom trees. Speaking of though, the one that popped up over here is looking pretty dang good, at least for a standard issue. And now the natural spring that's running throughout the area, keeping hydration levels up. It is running through the entire area. Probably connected to the fountain in some way, and not confirmed. We have a little pond action on this side. Probably a mangrove tree in our future for this area. And finally, we have the pads that we'll be building on today. Thinking this one is going to be the warped, the bluish crimson. Bluish crimson. What am I saying? The bluish cyan type wood slash stem. Goodness gracious. And on the completely opposite side, kind of in contrast, we're going to have the crimson reddish type wood slash stem. First though, resource collection. We have the opportunity to go on some smaller adventures for the cherry wood and the nether warped and crimson fungus. Cherry should be the easiest to get. I'm a bit surprised that we haven't gotten it yet, considering, well, the channel name should be the easiest to get. Moving right along, you know, I love the chest boat. And we haven't checked the entire perimeter of the ocean yet, so let's give that a go first, considering we don't have an endless rocket supply. So if you remember where we started the adventure in episode 1, it was to the left or north, so we don't need to explore that way. And then in our search for the mangrove wood, we went to the right slash south. So lastly, this gives us the eastern quadrant for new territory. Let's get into the yonder then, shall we? So we've been traveling for about an hour and things are starting to look a little bit more familiar. Yep, this is where Captain Cactus crashed his ship, right up there on the hill. And I think this is the biome where I got, yep, this is the biome where I got the ice for the sand traders. Kind of relieved because I thought we were lost, but no cherry wood yet. Plan B, let's head to the west towards the end portal. I remember there being plenty of mountains that could be hiding what we need. And sure enough, here it is. Not the largest cherry biome, but it'll surely do. Just gonna grab a few logs and some saplings to get us going into the future. Stretched our legs a little bit by sea and by air. Time away from the island is definitely good for me. Always so focused on building and such, it's just the way she goes. Now some brief procrastination and avoidance behavior before going to the nether for the crimson and warp stem. I hope you don't mind another brief time lapse. Okay. That's enough putting off the nether. Plenty of cherry wood stashed for now. That's for dang sure. Oh my goodness. Now some brief preparation before we head into the nether. Our axe is pretty damaged. We just did about a shulker box and a half of cherry wood. So let's go and mend it up. I've got something to show you. I was a little bit bored and did some off-camera mining. It's a lot. Oh no. So if you remember, this is our skeleton farm, the spawner farm. Down below, we have a crafter that automatically takes the bones and makes them into bone blocks. We got quite a stash going already. And of course, this can be used to get XP for just about whatever we need. It's not the quickest XP farm in the world, but you know, I'm not the quickest person in the world, so you know, it fits. Just fill the inventory with a little bit of lamb chop so you don't get the extra garbage in your inventory. And let's get to swinging. Not too bad. XP and bone meal. 2 birds with 1 stone. If you have any ideas for decorating it down there, definitely let me know. I'm not sold on anything, that's for sure. And we stick the landing. That was pretty sick. Let's get some simple supplies going and head out to the portal. Safety first, so let's brew up some fire resistance potions. Definitely don't trust myself flying through the nether. Start off with a base of nether wart, some magma cream, and then finish it off with some redstone to make it duration 8 minutes long. There should be plenty of time for us to get where we're going, even though I don't know where we're going. Premium food 2, golden carrots, and placing everything safely into the ender chest. And we're off. I'll get this bridge done eventually. Eventually. That's what's great about having a forever world. You can just delay everything forever. Alright, let's get in there. We have entered the danger zone. We'll have to add it to the list. At least making it more hospitable. We'll add that one to the list. What a place to be, eh? So, I made a lot of fire resistance. I'm not playing around today, so we'll get one of those down. Got our golden helmet. We've got our coordinates in case we die. Got mini hood up. How much I don't trust myself. Off into the wild red yonder. Or some warped and crimson. Oh, that's pretty nice. We got a bastion here. Nice and close. We'll have to check that out. You know what? Not even gonna stop. Maybe? No. Okay. This was pretty dang quick. See if these guys like to hang out or not. What's up, fellas? You mind if I steal some of your resources? I won't touch any of the ore, I promise. Got the crimson, where's... Oh! Here's the warped! This is too easy. Okay. Let's get some blocks. I'm gonna make a little safe haven. I think home is just this way. We'll do a little cherry arrow that way. Base of operations is all set up. Our little hidey hole with the ender chest. Let's get out there and take down some crimson wood or stem. Take out this last little bit of crimson and head over to the warped. Oh, hot tourist destinations. Huh. I guess there aren't that many nether biomes. I haven't really been anywhere. Get this last thick stemmy boy, and then we'll be out of here. And we're on our way back. Almost ready to start building again. Oh, baby. I think we'll get stuff from there later. Not today. We got stuff to do still. Our main project for today. You've been waiting long enough. Gosh, that's close. That's really nice. Wow. Look at that thing load in. Great perspective of the island. Man, we've done a lot. Gonna be building just by the arch there here shortly. It's a new day in the Caldera, and I've got all the resources set aside for our build today. All kinds of crimson and a couple boxes for odds and ends. We're gonna start on the crimson side. Let's get to it. Even though I got a little bit of morning voice, doesn't matter. Let's do it. This is where we're going to take advantage of the cherry wood. Still in the warm tones of the crimson, but it provides the light to the darker crimson. All of the wood is going to be stripped, of course, getting rid of some of the harsh textures that some of the unstripped versions have. This build will take advantage of a simple A-frame for the most part, with a slight kickoff on the right side that's a little bit less steep. That'll add another point of interest and kind of taper the harsher edges of the vertical section of the build. As for the roofing materials, we're going to cap it with a darker block color. In case you're worried of variation at this point, don't worry, we'll get up there and mix it up a bit. Back to no shaders, unfortunately. It's sad, but we'll get back to shaders. We're going to detail the front portion of this building together just to kind of show you maybe what I'm thinking as I'm doing it. The pillars are looking a little bit bare and honestly kind of wimpy. Let's add some trap doors, make them a little bit more beefy. And now onto the signs. You just can't use enough signs. With all of these cherry signs, it'll add a horizontal component to the build. And then on the right side of the less steep portion of the building, let's add a bit of an awning. And this is where we're going to swap out some of the roofing blocks to add in the complementary color green to red. You can see it. We've got some moss on the awning. And lastly, for the centerpiece, we have the mangrove trapdoor, adding the center point to the A-frame. And of course, I spoke too soon. I've got some bushes in my inventory, little planter box out front with a pop of color. Very good. Overall, not so bad for a first pass of detail. But the thing that needs our attention most is the roof. Let's add some more green in there straight away. I think we might swap out just about every block on here. Oh, away she goes. But it's important to know, get in the broad strokes at first before going back, getting into the details. I often find myself being too obsessed at the beginning with the details, and then I forget to take a step back, zoom out, and get the whole picture. And this is where I can kind of get a feel of where I want the moss to live on the roof and kind of give it more of an organic feel than a shotgun blast, kind of scattered look. We don't want that. We want it to be more cohesive. All right, let's hop down. Get a last little look. Not too bad. Alrighty. So the build is still kind of just plopped here. Let's get to some landscaping, shall we? And we're back. Oh boy. I did a little bit of stuff off camera with the trees in the background. And this kind of sets us with the trifecta. With the foreground, the middle ground, and then the background. So it kind of pulls it all together, make it more cohesive, and it makes the building fit into the landscape a lot better. I think with time, we'll probably do some more custom jungle trees in the background. I just like the darker colors behind the red. So overall, we're making good progress, but we're kind of running out of time, unfortunately. So, given that, hopefully you don't mind, we're going to roll straight in to the next time lapse. I know there's been a lot, but let's push to get these villagers a home. Welcome back. What a beauty of a build we have. Definitely leaning into the contrast here with the cyan, greenish blue, and the bright orangey yellow type situation. This build is definitely less house-like and more apartment-like. Maybe a duplex, but I think that would be if they were side by side with two entrances, but this one only has one. Obviously, interior, not done yet. To be determined. If you have any ideas of what we could put in there, definitely let me know. You can see that I opted to set the two portions of the build apart from each other. It gives a little bit more interest than just one big rectangle. It's not too complicated, but just that little bit helps us out. Heading on over to the back. We have a little sky bridge crossing over the pond and the back walkway. This is accessible from the upstairs. Again, breaks the mold of the standard square house, and it ends up crossing over to kind of a spooky upper bedroom maybe, or an office. I guess this would be a nice office. A little bit separated from the house in case you get right into the work. The villagers won't bother you. No more, none of that. And if we head over to the Crimson House, I did have some time last night to put a smidge of an interior in. Villagers aren't in yet because, well, there's some kind of energy issue in here. More about that with Haboob in a second, but this is going to end up being my potion brewing building. We've got lots of storage everywhere, some kind of shelving unit, and a patent pending heating element to keep the, I guess, the blaze rods warm? I don't know, I'm making it up as I'm going along. I'm excited for the librarians to get in here. These bookshelves will be put to good use, that's for sure. Especially the chiseled kind. Oh man, they're so good. Moving on, we've got to see about this energy issue. Sorry, Haboob. Let me steal your bed here a second. Ah, that's better. How's it going, Haboob? Here we have some energy issues over yonder. Is that so? You'd investigate yourself, but you're too busy. I don't know about that. I guess he doesn't know what's going on, but it's up to us to investigate. What's that, Haboob? You've got something for me? You tossed it already. Oh. Energy field comparator. Alright, I'll get after it. So, Haboob gave us this energy field comparator. I guess it's supposed to find the source of the energy? No user manual, of course. Oh, jeez. Stand by. So, how do we turn this thing on? What the heck? Definitely getting something from this direction. There's a peak by the warped. Okay. Oh, much stronger over here. Okay. Let's check it out. I didn't notice anything weird when building it. Huh. It's getting stronger. Over here? What the heck is behind this wall? Thank you for watching. I deeply appreciate it. If you enjoyed the show, please consider subscribing. It really does help out a lot. The story continues next time with me, Cyber Cherry.